There's a book of Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of the wine, therefore the nations are mad. First and foremost, I would like to call out Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash, the one to the apostles, and now just bring this one to the well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole full like all you brothers out there pushing the word of truth and sincerity. So I won't tell you but stay strong, pushing this quick lesson. And this lesson right here is going to prove to you that Babylon, or Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, is America. Because now, as I read this article right here, now them Arabs, man, which you never thought, which they're the Ishmaelites, which you never thought in a million years would change their ways. Now you see these dummies falling into the ways of Babylon, falling into the ways of Esau, the so-called white man, their democracy, so you can understand. Because now check it out. It says the UAE, which stands for United Arab Emirates, relaxes Islamic laws to allow alcohol consumption, sex outside marriage, and criminalizes honor killings. So now, like I said, these are the Ishmaelites, right? Now the Ishmaelites, don't get it twisted. They got their own, their own beliefs, right? But some of their beliefs, they really go back to our people, to the nation of Israel. Okay, now I'll give you some examples, which goes back to the law, statutes, and commandments that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gave to Moses. Which, like I said, I'll give you an example, or a couple examples. Adultery, the law of adultery, the law of witchcraft, the law of homosexuality, the dietary law, right? Even the dietary law these people keep, right? So some of the animals that you're not supposed to eat, they don't eat pork, they don't eat swine. So now they keep some of the laws, man. But on the other hand, of course, they got their own other beliefs, right? Like they got the Ramadan shit, then they got some other things that they believe in. But either way, Ishmael still kind of lives in that ancient type of way, right? In the ancient civilization type of way that goes back to the Middle East, the Middle East, which guess what? Israel is a part of the Middle East. Okay, so now you're realizing and you're looking at these people, these Ishmaelites, that, like I said, that you never thought in a million years would change. I mean, I'm talking about these motherfuckers strap bombs to their bodies to commit suicide and kill a bunch of, like they call them, infidels, right? That don't believe in their ways. They're going to war with Esau, heavy. Even little children, even 10-year-old little boys, man, are picking up guns to fight against Esau for their beliefs. But now you're seeing that these Ishmaelites, slowly but surely, man, they're progressing to the Babylonian ways. And like I said, this particular lesson is going to prove to you that Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, is America. Okay, now going back to the scripture that I first read. Oh, there's the book of Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of the wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Exactly. And what is the wine of Babylon? Which this particular Babylon is talking about America. What is their wine? It's their democracy. So now you see the UAE saying that, they're relaxing on the alcohol consumption, the sex outside marriage. And this one is a big one, the honor killings, right? Now, what is an honor killing? Honor killing is when, let's say you have a daughter, right? She's the biggest slut in the block. She's sleeping with Sharif and Muhammad from down the street. The parents have the right to kill that little hoe, even though that's her daughter, right? But she is a hoe. All right, so the parents and her brother, whatever, they have a right to kill her because she brought shame to the family name. Because now everybody in the city, in the block or whatever, is looking at this family like, damn, this family's daughter is a whore. And that brought shame to the father, especially the father, man. That brought shame to her mother, and they're looking bad out there. So what they would do is they would grab the lid, and this is really a law of Israel too. Okay, this is really a law that the Most High gave Moses. Okay, which this tells you in the scriptures that if your sons or daughters are going off, you have a right to kill them. You have a right to stone them, to put them to death, right? But like I said, that's what an honor killing is. The family has a right to kill her daughter for, let's say, committing adultery, being a whore, or so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what an honor killing is. So Now you see these Arabs, these Ishmaelites switching up, man. It's a progression, man. Little by little, these people are turning. Okay, these Ishmaelites. Now, of course, the rest of the world, they fell. They fell a long time ago. They started drinking that wine, that Babylon juice, a long time ago. Like the Moabites. They've been kissing Esau's ass for the longest. Ammonites, right, which is the so-called Japanese. The Moabites are the so-called Chinese. Who else? And pretty much the whole world. Ishmael was kind of like the last. Ishmael's like the last. How can I say? The last stop, right? Because everyone else fought. And like I said, Ishmael. That's why look, the scriptures call Ishmael a wild man. Because right now you can see it when you watch the news. You see that Ishmael is a wild man. This dude, he's strapping bombs for his beliefs. He's strapping bombs on himself for his belief and committing suicide and killing hundreds of people with whatever bomb he planted on himself, man. So that proves that he's a wild man. So that's why it's hard for Esau to really kind of push up in there, because these dudes are still kind of fighting, but like I'm showing you right here, man, the Ishmael is falling. They're starting to fall for that wine, the wrath of Babylon. Going back to the scripture, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Exactly, all the earth drunk over democracy. The nations have drunken over wine, therefore the nations are mad. Exactly. Okay, now let me go ahead and get Jeremiah chapter 18 verse 3. Salaki. Actually Revelation 18. Alright, there's a book of Revelation 18 verse 3. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of a fornication. Exactly what is the wine of the wrath of a fornication? Which the herd that is talking about is Babylon, or Babylon the Great, which is who? America. Okay, they have drunk of the wine of a wrath, the wine of the wrath of a fornication, which is what? Her democracy. Because in America you have a right to be a witch, you have a right to be a homosexual, an alphabet person. I'm not even going to say the H word, because you already know how Esau is. He's getting butthurt, but you have a right to be an alphabet person. You have the right to commit adultery without, being put to death. You pretty much have the right. You have the freedom to be a demon. You have the freedom to be a goddamn devil. In this society in America, and America went throughout every country, every part of the world to spread its democracy, to spread its wicked agenda, its wicked philosophy. Okay, so it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of a fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Exactly, all the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. They started making deals with America, and America started pretty much saying, look, we won't fuck with you unless you change your ways. Okay, if you want some of these goodies, if you want some of our goods and resources, if you want some of this money, if you want to make money with us, man, you got to change your ways, right? And a lot of these people, man, they're like, man, fuck it. We'll be a democracy, so you can mess with us, so you can, make money with us, right? So it says, have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Exactly. The merchants is the rest of the mother nations. So now they're making business. They're trading with each other. Why? Because America gave them the ultimatum. Look, if you wanna, trade and make some money, you got to become a democracy. And when check this out, when they say no, when they tell pretty much America to, they give America the middle finger. Guess what America does? Oh, time to declare war on this country. Oh, man, they got some bombs, man. They got some nuclear bombs. We got to go up in there and protect the people. The so-called leader, so-called president of that particular country, he's terrorizing his own people. We got to move up in there. That's what America does. And then they use the media to push the propaganda, right? And say that this particular country has nuclear weapons, and now we got to go up in there and take them out, right? That's the game that America plays throughout the world, and people fall for that shit. They've been doing it for decades, for hundreds of years, man, centuries. Okay? So it says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of the delicacies. Exactly. So that's why China became rich. Right? China used to be dirt poor, man. China became rich. Japan, even Russia, and other countries, man, Europe, so on and so forth. Okay? So this proves to you, man, that that America is really the one in power. America's the one really calling the shots, because democracy started here in America, no other part of the world. And that's why now you see other countries became a democracy because of America. So this proves to you that America is Babylon the Great. Okay, because people are drinking over wine, people are drinking over democracy, and them themselves are becoming wicked. They're becoming susceptible to the fucking demons of homosexuality, of being an alphabet, the alphabet demon, Baphomet. you know. Let me get the last scripture. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now that woman is America, okay, and that scarlet-colored beast having 7 heads and 10 horns, that's NATO and the EU. Okay, that's pretty much Esau's whole power structure. Okay, and the woman, which is America, was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, meaning she was rich in gold, rich in silver, rich in goods, rich in resources, rich in everything. Okay, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand. Now, what is that golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication? What is that? That is her democracy. That is her philosophy, her ways, her wicked agenda that she's pushing throughout the whole world. And she's passing this cup around to these different nations, and telling them to drink. Now some of them are drinking it, but others they'll say no at first, and then America's going to declare war, and then eventually they bow down, because America's military is too powerful. The beast, NATO, the EU, America is too powerful to combat against. So they bow down, and they're like, man, fuck it, we'll change our ways. And this is what's happening with Ishmael. Okay, like I said, Ishmael is a tough dude to handle, to fight against. And you see, man, America has been slowly chipping away at Ishmael's armor, and now they're falling victim to America's democracy, man. Verse 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Exactly, man. I don't even have to mention it. I'll just mention it. Like I said, witchcraft. You could be an adulterer. Man could wear a woman's clothing and vice versa. You could eat whatever you could be whatever you want. You could eat whatever you want. You could eat crab and lobster and shit like that. What else? Like I said, man, you could do whatever you want in this society, man. It says, verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Exactly. Who's that? Who's Babylon the Great? America. The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, man. Exactly. America pushes nothing but abominations throughout the whole planet. The energy, the spirit, the vibration that America pushes throughout the 4 corners of the earth is nothing but goddamn abomination and filthiness. It's clear to see, it's clear as day. Ain't no other country, pushing the wicked vibration that America's pushing out there. They might do some little wickedness, but not the wickedness that America pushes. Absolutely not, man. Cause out here in America, what's the number one wicked ass city? Or what's the number one wicked ass thing that Esau has going on here in America? Fucking Hollywood. Hollywood is one of the biggest spells that they got out there, man. In all the world. That's the number one. And then you got Sin City as well, Las Vegas, right? What's the slogan? Damn, I forgot the slogan of Las Vegas. Damn, what's the slogan? Fuck. I forgot what the slogan was for Las Vegas, but it's some crazy demonic ass statement, man. Right, and it's also called Sin City, like I said, man. You could do whatever the fuck you want in Las Vegas, man. Whew. That's where people go to really be themselves, man. To be a fucking demon. And like I said, you got Hollywood, you got Las Vegas, you got out here, you got the Bohemian Grove, So America has to be destroyed, man. That's why America will be destroyed. Because it has different parts in America where it's fucking wicked as hell. Okay, so America is definitely the most wickedest, corrupt, filthy, abominable country in the whole world. Out of all the countries, out of all the kingdoms, man, America's number one in wickedness, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, once again, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, man. Everybody in the planet, every other nation wants to come to America. If you're a so-called Japanese pop star, where do you come? You come to Hollywood, man. And this is where you sign a deal. You sell your soul to the devil. You sell your soul to Esau, to Amalek, and then you start making money. But you gotta play the game. You gotta fuck around and put your throw your morals out the window. And then if you're a man, you gotta get popped in the booty. If you're a female, you gotta be a dyke. So man, nothing but crazy shit happens in Hollywood, man. So everybody in the mama wants to come to Hollywood and make it. Okay, but what's behind Hollywood is nothing but demonic shit. Okay, but once again, man, Ishmael, like I said, never in a million years, man. Not even 10 years ago would he think that this would be happening to Ishmael, which is, like I said, like this last standoff of any other country out there, of any other nation, the Ishmaelites. So these Ishmaelites, they're slowly falling to, there's falling into the wine of the wrath of fornication. Okay, but anyways, with that, I'm saying, call out Yahweh Shem Yoshai, Bashem Kakadash. Till next time, Yahweh Shem Yoshai, I'm say Shalom.